Lawrence Taylor, LT, the greatest defensive player in the history of the NFL, and rarely did a week go by in my household with my dad without him telling me a story about Lawrence Taylor. Still telling stories about Lawrence Taylor. The greatness on the field, the things he did that amazed the locker room. And then he was pretty awesome off the field too. And Dad had stories like that. Lawrence Taylor, yeah, he was famous a little bit in our household for a while, waking us up early in the morning because he wanted to go play golf at 5 o'clock in the morning, ask my dad for his golf pants, some golf clubs, and then he'd go, hey, Phil, make me a tee time at your country club. And of course, I mean, what was my dad going to say? It's LT. When it's LT calls and does that, he made it happen. And one last thing about Lawrence Taylor. When he writes his signature, on the bottom, right below it, he writes, badass motherfucker.
Thanksgiving Day 1994, Troy Aikman's hurt. I get the start in the game against the Green Bay Packers. Fired up for the start, but understand the guy who's playing left defensive end for them is the great Minister of Defense, Reggie White. A rookie, Larry Allen, starting at right tackle. Goes on to be one of the greatest players ever to play in this game. Reggie White throwing him around like a rag doll. We wanted to start fast in the game. Didn't happen for one reason. Reggie White knocking balls down, quarterback hits, sacking me, and every time he'd sack me, he'd be laying on top of me, pick me, hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. One of the all-time great players, one of the all-time great guys, the Minister of Defense, Reggie White. The great Emmitt Smith, line one, physical toughness. Week 16, 1993, we go to the Giants, Meadowlands, play for the division. Okay, the Giants play cover two on every snap. Emmitt Smith's going to carry the ball a lot. Aikman's going to throw him the ball a lot. Separates his shoulder early on in the ball game. That didn't deter us. He had over 30 touches in that game as a runner and 5 or 6 as a receiver. He carried us in that game all the way through the playoffs and to our second consecutive Super Bowl. You don't rush for 18,000 yards in the National Football League without having some physical and mental toughness, and this guy had it. It was fun to ride his coattails for all those years.
Emmitt Smith, for me, this is the childhood guy that I love. He was what I call my guy. Dallas Cowboys fan, watching him, but in 4th grade, I read a biography, and he talked about every time he scored a touchdown, he just handed the ball to the official, and his dad preached that to him, so he played his whole career with that mentality. That's why when I was in Pop Warner, every time I scored a touchdown, and I scored a lot of them, I handed the ball to the referee, just like my idol and favorite player, Emmitt Smith. A favorite of mine is Curtis Martin. It was his time on the Jets, not the Patriots, sorry, Pats fans, but Curtis Martin, one of my favorite running backs. I wrote him a letter telling him how much I loved watching him play. In return, he sent 3 cards signed, one for me, one for my twin brother, and one for a neighbor. And the coolest part about this story was 2 years ago, I met him, and I got to thank him in person for taking the time, sending me those cards, and inspiring me to continue to play football. Thanks, Curtis.
Warren Sapp, 99, Buccaneers defense. I got drafted by the Bucs the year after they won the Super Bowl. They didn't need me. But of course, this was the leader of the defense. And he was a little tough on me at first as a rookie. He wanted to test me out. But eventually took me under his wing and really helped me be a part of the football team. I had to carry his bags to the hotel room on every road trip, and then he'd throw a $20 bill on the floor, and I wasn't ashamed. I picked it up every time. But man, my time with number 99 was as good as it gets. It was definitely one of the best players I ever played with. Derrick Brooks, the ultimate professional. I get drafted. This is the NFL Defensive MVP the year before. He returned an interception in the Super Bowl. I've never seen a guy as dedicated as professional as Derrick Brooks. He was the captain of that Buccaneers defense. And you want to talk about, even in practice, a guy that was so smart. He knew the plays that were coming. He was calling out. They're going to throw to the back here. They're going to throw to the wide receiver here. He was unbelievable and a huge reason, and one of the best linebackers ever, and a huge reason why that Buccaneers defense is one of the best we've ever seen.
Really proud to be here, to be able to see my guy, Junior Seau, in person. Junior was my mentor. He was a friend. He was a brother. He was a guy that taught me how to be a pro. He taught me how to take care of my body. He taught me what to eat. He taught me how to watch film. And it's just to be here and the passion in which he played and all the teammates that he influenced is really special. I love this brother, and I'm so proud of everything that he's accomplished.
2010, my rookie year in New England, Randy Moss in training camp, it got ugly for me. He must have scored 20, 25 touchdowns just every single day. Lining up against him, he beat me in one-on-ones and team everything. Learned a lot just from playing against him.
Yeah, playing with Randy Moss, there was a misperception that Randy Moss wasn't a great teammate. Randy was one of my best teammates. He was smart, he was into it, and he always put his teammates first. I couldn't say enough good things about Randy Moss. I have so much respect for this man.
Great dude.
Absolutely.
Great dude. Week 1, 2010, first game ever my rookie year. I line up and Coach Belichick tells me, you got Terrell Owens today. First play of the game, what do? They throw the long, deep pass to Terrell Owens. My career would have probably been a lot different, but I broke that pass up and lasted for another 13 years in the NFL. First ever pass breakup against Terrell Owens. Thanks for not catching the ball on me, T.O.
2006, I got to open the season as the quarterback of the Bucs against the Baltimore Ravens. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. No quarterback wants to open up the season against those guys. And then, just to make it worse, we're nervous coming out in the first drive. I'm already like, oh my gosh, we're playing Ray Lewis. This is going to be an unbelievable experience. And I look over, I'm in the huddle. All my linemen are looking over their shoulders like, oh gosh, there's Ray Lewis. And he's dancing, singing a song about, it's football time. He's loose as could be. Loose as could be, and that just made my offensive line even more nervous, let alone playing him. I never had a linebacker call out more plays in my life than Ray Lewis in a game. Then you get to the second level of the defense, and you go, oh, great, it's Ed Reed. And I got some stories from Ed Reed, too. Wasn't a good game for me that day, obviously, okay? So here we are. I'm throwing a backside slant over here. Ed Reed's over here. He's supposed to be taking cover 2 out of the play. I get ready to throw the ball. Ed Reed, in his hands, drops it. I'm like, what the? He looks at me and goes, yeah, almost got you, didn't I? And I was like, what are you doing here? A few plays later, he did get me. I threw a ball across the middle of the field. He went up and got it. Man, no quarterback wants to deal with Ed Reed and Ray Lewis to start a season. That's not fair to me or anybody.
I don't even know how to describe Peyton Manning. Just unbelievable work ethic, great leader, passion for the game. I've never been around a player who worked as hard to be good as Peyton.
Coach, we faced a lot of great quarterbacks in my career, and Peyton Manning was the one that caused the most problems. I couldn't sleep the night before having to face this guy. He was so smart, like you talked about, and he was just so passionate, and he loved his teammates. He was the man. You start talking about the greatest of all time. I know we talk about Tom Brady. You have to put him right there next to Tom.
Well, you talk about not sleeping. I promise you he didn't sleep when we played you guys, because he'd come in with notebook pages on stuff that we need to do to beat you.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun competing against him. Highly competitive guy, and even to this day, we still stay in touch.
And I'll tell you what I love about him too. Great off the field as well. Great in the community, great with kids. He took his role seriously of being a pro football player.
And that's why he deserves to be here.
Well, this is a special bust for me. Dwight Freeney was actually our first draft choice when I came to the Indianapolis Colts. Bill Polian and I sat down and went through a lot of players. We felt Dwight was going to be that special pass rusher for us, and we got criticized. Oh, a 6'1" defensive end. How can you draft a guy that small? He's going to get killed in the NFL. Well, 125 sacks and a couple of Super Bowls later, I think we made a wise choice, and I'm so proud of Dwight, one of the fastest, most aggressive pass rushers I've ever been around.
The '85 Bears was my favorite team, and Walter Payton was my favorite player of all time. Just the energy, just the toughness that he displayed, running up the hills, the tremendous work ethic. He was the guy that single-handedly motivated Rodney Harrison to want to be a professional athlete, a professional football player. He was tough, he was smart, and he worked his butt off, and he had the respect of his teammates. I love this man, and I thank you, Walter Payton, for everything that you've done for me and my family, brother.
Chuck Noll is a man I don't think gets enough credit among modern football fans, but he was a tremendous coach. He selected and coached 12 of the players who are in this Hall of Fame, and he had a great impact on my career teaching me how to be a coach. 4 Super Bowl wins, all the accolades, but more than that, he taught us that football can't be the most important thing in your life. It has to be family and community as well as football. He did it as well as anyone.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.